Hey everybody, today on the Ron Line Report, I have an awesome guest. He is the new NPC Nationals Middleweight Champion. Please welcome, living in the great state of Massachusetts, just like Jay Cutler before him and Jose Raymond now, Tofeek Mohammed.
What's shaking?
Congratulations.
Thank
Congratulations.
you.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
So, man, I was fortunate enough to see you a couple times at Gym Hub, the gym that Nate Tello owns down in Boston. You were at the last two posing clinics that they did.
Yeah.
You were at the one last year, and I think that was before, I don't know what month it was, but that was before your first national show because you did nationals last year as a welterweight.
Yeah, I did it as a welterweight, and Jose kind of told me that he wants, I got to put on a little bit more muscle just to really blow the doors off. So this year I decided to do it as a middleweight.
Yeah. So what would you get last year as a welter? Fourth?
Last year I got third?
Okay, third.
Yeah.
And this year, look at this, guys. First place. Let me tell you, no disrespect to Reagan King, the overall winner, but looking at the pictures, I know he's a much bigger guy, but in terms of shape, flow, balance, proportion, he had you on condition too, I would say. But I mean,
Yeah.
future potential. I see a lot more potential in your physique for the pro leagues. Honestly.
Yeah. Thank you. Especially posing. Oh man, I should have found something else. Anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's a couple of things obviously I need to work on. Posing, definitely one of them, and also the conditioning. Literally the conditioning came in like the last second. Like my legs were not in like 3 weeks ago.
Yeah.
All that stuff came in, the striations, everything came in like right at the last second.
Yeah.
I'm still trying to figure out how my body works, how to, you know, how to peak correctly, um how to peak correctly, and how to just figure out how to carb myself properly. So I'm just kidding.
Yeah, you're fairly new to this. So this was the last Gym Hub event. What was this? 5 weeks ago?
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, and I
It
mean,
was just before. Oh, was it after Easterns?
it
I
might
think
have
it
been.
was
I'm
just
not
after
sure.
Easterns. Yep.
Okay, because I'm looking at him and I'm like, and me and Jose were, I could hear Jose. Jose's brutally honest and he's very blunt. He tells you what you need to hear, not what you want to hear.
Right.
And he was really hammering the need for you to get conditioned. And the difference between what we're looking at here and what I saw in the pictures and videos from on stage at Nationals in Texas, huge difference. So
Yeah.
clearly you must have. What were you
I was
weighing?
definitely obese.
Obese. You weren't obese, but how much weight did you drop between this video we're looking at here in the gym and what we saw on stage?
That's about, I'd say 6 to 8 pounds
Okay, so not
difference.
much. So you weren't that, but I mean,
I was
I
about
there's
183
a
there,
there's a little.
and at weigh-ins I was about 174. Obviously, I came on stage a little bit heavier than that. I didn't weigh myself after weigh-ins,
Yeah,
but I'd say I was like low 180s on stage.
yeah. I mean, Jose and I have both been around many, many years, and we've seen thousands and thousands of physiques. And I mean, I can spot a guy with pro potential from like a mile away. Like if you were in a gym
Yep.
full of, say there were 100, 200 people on a gym floor, and you were one of those people, I go, that guy over there, that's the best physique. That's the guy with the best potential physique wise in here, best genetics. Yeah. So let's get into a little bit of your story if we can. When did you, I should say, what kind of kid were you? Were you athletic? Were you into other things? Because some people come to bodybuilding from sports, and some had no background in sports.
Yeah. I was always athletic. I did wrestling back in high school. I did that for 4 years, and it's pretty much the same thing where you have to make weight, you know,
Yeah.
uh, and then you're like a couple pounds over. You just gotta struggle and make that. You gotta do whatever you gotta do to make that weight. It's kind of like the same thing
Yeah.
with bodybuilding. But I was always muscular. Like my mom, she always tells me like I came out with like my forearms were already in. um, I was always just a muscular kid, and yeah, I just saw like a picture of myself that I'd never seen before. It was like back from when I was like 8 or 9,
Huh.
and man, my legs, I'm like, what are those legs? Like, what the hell? So I guess I had like just huge legs the whole time. I didn't even know.
Wow.
Yeah, I've always been just like a muscular kid.
It came from somewhere. Is your mom or your dad or somebody in the family, an uncle, was somebody else muscular, or are you the first one?
It would probably be my dad. He was a pretty yeah, there you go. It'd probably be my dad. He was a pretty built guy. He didn't really go to the gym much. He
Yeah.
was more of a like a martial arts type of guy.
Okay.
Yeah, but I would say him. He was a pretty thick guy too. He had big legs just like I do. So yeah, my dad for sure, actually.
Just an interject here. Are you up in the Woburn area? Is that where you're living and training?
Oh no, I live in Winthrop,
Okay.
right next to Revere.
Yeah. Okay.
I train at a few gyms. I train at Ultraflex Gym that's in Saugus.
Yeah.
I train at a couple of LA Fitness gyms as well. Planet Fitness, it's good for cardio.
Oh
Yeah,
wow.
got
Yeah.
a lot of good cardio equipment in there.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It
those are
is.
the main. I usually go between those three main gyms.
Okay. Back to the story. So, did you start lifting weights for wrestling, or what was the first thing that made you pick up a weight?
Yeah, I've always been in and out of the gym. I did football for like a couple of weeks, and yeah, it didn't really stick. It didn't really stick until about 2016. I remember 2016, like the end of 2016. That's when I signed up for LA Fitness,
Yeah.
and I just been consistent ever since then.
Oh,
And yeah, I just became a gym rat. I just been going to the gym ever since then. And then yeah, like a year and a half ago, I decided to go on and attempt attempt to step on stage, and yeah, I got some good feedback from Jose, uh, and yeah, here we are now.
so I always say this. There's not many people with great genetics. Just like I compare great bodybuilding genetics to something like height. You don't see many guys who are like 6'6", 6'8". That's a very tall guy.
Yeah,
There's not many of those guys walking around, and there's not many guys in this world walking around with the genetics that you have. When did you realize, into weight training? At what point was it you that realized, or were people telling you, "Wow, dude, you need to compete. You look amazing"?
I had no idea, and I still don't. I still believe that I have a mediocre physique. I just feel like I look like everybody else. I think the wow factor is really the legs, and I don't really show my legs off too often. I don't wear shorts too much.
Yeah.
So people didn't really tell me until after I competed at my first show. That's when I started getting a few comments, and then yeah, I just feel like I look like everybody else, but
Hmm.
you know,
You
uh,
do.
yeah, I didn't really think there was anything special about my physique at all.
Yeah, I
Um,
mean that's funny because I've run into people like you that it's such an ironic thing in bodybuilding is a lot of times the guys with the best genetics like you're not even aware of it. You're not fully
yeah,
cognizant of how good you are. And on the other hand, I run into tons and tons of guys who they just don't have it genetically, but
yeah,
they're so focused on being a superstar in bodybuilding and
yep,
you can't force it. This is the only sport I know where you don't see guys who are like 40 years old who've been trying to be in the NFL for 20 years, right? They figured out long before that it's not going to happen.
yep,
But you do see guys in bodybuilding who will go for decades. And,
yeah,
that's fine. I don't want to crush anyone's dreams, but genetics just they're so critical. And God smiled upon you, Tofeek, man.
yeah,
He said this guy right here. Um,
yeah. I'm starting to realize that now. I guess I've been a weird. I had this. I feel like my body was just weird. Like my legs were too big. Just a weird, funny looking dude. But I guess I guess it works for bodybuilding. So
yeah.
I just wish I would have started a lot sooner. Um, but yeah, if
Well,
God has a plan for all of us. So I guess now's the time. Uh,
you say sooner, but you're 31 is
yeah,
years ago that would have been pretty old for a pro bodybuilder, but these
yeah,
days, woof, you got guys like 50 years old turning pro these days. I mean,
yeah. It
Jose,
would have been nice to.
obviously Jose didn't start competing as a pro until I think he was 33,
Yeah,
34.
you're right. You're right. You're right. Yeah. I don't know. It would have just been nice to just have all this behind me by now and just be already competing with the big guys.
Fair enough.
You know.
Yeah. No, I get that. Yeah. So what was it? What got you competing in the first place? Because, like you said, you're a gym rat. You're a guy who loved to train. You had a good physique, but it's a big step to go from there to the stage. So how did that happen?
You know, now that I'm thinking about it, Rob Gould.
Oh,
Or is it Gold?
Gould. Yeah. You're
Gould.
Robbie.
Yeah, he came to LA Fitness one time, and I was in the locker room, and he had seen my physique. And he's like, he just told me, hey man, you're not like anybody else. That you have like something special going on. And he's the one that connected me with Jose. And then I reached out to Jose. I'm like, hey, I just Rob Gould told me about you. Yeah, that kind of fell apart for a little bit. Then I did the show, and then Jose remembered who I was, and then we connected from that. And then
So what was your first show? When did that happen? That's Robbie right there, guys. That's Robbie.
Yeah. Freaking monster.
He's like 6'3" or something. He's a monster. A very large human being. So yeah, when did you do your first show?
Yeah, the first one was March. What was that? March. It was a Cutler. It was a Cutler classic of last year.
Okay, wow. So you've only been competing literally, It's been, so that was May.
Yes, May
2024. So you really have only been competing for a year and a half. And how many shows have you done in all now? 5, 4?
Is that 4? I think 4.
You did the Cutler. You did Nationals, right?
Yep. And then I did Easterns.
Yeah.
Because I thought I had to requalify. I kept getting mixed answers about that.
Yeah.
And so I did Easterns. I got second at that show, which enabled me to go on and proceed to do Nats. So 4 shows.
Wow, amazing.
Yeah. I thought that was impressive, but then there was a guy at the Nats. He was only competing for half a year. And he already got his pro card. So,
well, I mean, I think the record, there've been a few guys who have they've won one show to qualify for the Nationals. That was their first show. And then they did USA or Nationals and won that. But it's a very, very rare thing. And well, I mean, you beat a ton of, your class was pretty packed. It was, I think, 17 or 18 guys.
Yeah.
It's a good sized class. Did you ever get to see the scores for the overall to see if you got any first place votes?
I didn't even know that was a thing.
Yeah. I mean, they don't typically post that, but sometimes you're able to find out.
Okay.
Usually, I think you have to ask a judge.
Okay.
But I'm curious because, like I said, Reagan, a bigger guy, better condition.
Mm-hmm.
But man, I look at long-term potential as a pro. Who's going to do better as a pro? And you're 176 there. I could see you at like 186, 190, doing very, very well.
Yeah.
As a 212. And another thing that I don't know how comfortable you are, and you stop me at any point. You were natural when you did your first Nationals, correct?
Oh yeah, definitely. You can see the size difference if you just look at the pictures.
Yeah, let's take a look.
That's all I'll say about that.
Yeah. So I mean, and I don't need to. You don't need to divulge your entire everything, but Jose said he's barely on anything, and when Jose says that, like I said, Jose is one of the most honest human beings I've ever known in my life. He doesn't exaggerate. He doesn't lie.
Yeah.
So, and I just want to emphasize out there, if someone's got really good genetics, they don't need to take a whole ton of stuff. It's not necessary. On the other hand, if someone has below average genetics, all the drugs in the world are not going to make them look spectacular. They'll be a bigger version of the same thing. So if the structure is not really good, if the shape's not really good, you're just going to get a bigger version of the same, subpar type of physique.
Well said.
And I don't say that to crush anyone's dreams. I just don't want to see people hurting themselves chasing something that's never going to happen. This was last year. So you were as a welterweight, what were you, like 165?
Yes. I remember before I left before I left to go to the airport, I weighed myself. I was 162, which is
Wow.
nuts.
Yeah.
I don't know how I got that low. And the cap was 165, I believe.
Okay.
So,
Yeah. Well, conditioning. I've seen so many guys fail to reach the proper condition because they did not want to go below a certain weight that they had in their head. Like, I can't get under 170. I can't get under. I have to be at the top of my class. And, they
or they
don't.
may think that they're already completely that they're as lean as they can be, and they don't want to lose the muscle, but they still have fat in certain areas that they could lose.
100%. I'm curious, who are some of your inspirations? I'm sure Jose was saying. I wonder if this guy. I'm going to show you. How about this guy? Is this guy any inspiration?
Man, huge inspiration. I always get so excited every time I see him. He came backstage at Nats, and he let me know that he was he really admired my physique, and I couldn't believe it. Yeah, he's a huge inspiration, and it would be an honor to share the stage with him. Hopefully one day. Yeah. I don't know. We'll have to see. But yeah, I've been following Sean for a long time, and when I finally met him last year,
yeah,
I was pretty much starstruck. So
yeah, because he didn't turn. He's 42 now, I think.
It's crazy. I didn't know that. He's another one of those baby face guys, I guess.
Well, have you ever heard an expression, black don't crack?
Yeah.
It's true.
Yeah, it's true.
I mean, white blonde people their faces look like a leather catcher's mitt after they've been out in the sun for a couple decades.
Yeah, you said that.
But yeah, Sean, tremendous accomplishments. This guy's killing it in the open and the 212.
Yeah.
And here's another one. I wonder if this guy.
And that's like people were saying that I'm the new Keon, and I think that's definitely just blowing smoke. There's no way.
Well, I mean, do you remember what Keon looked like maybe like 5 years ago?
I think I've seen one picture, and even then, it's pretty good. It's pretty good.
Yeah. He's just
got that. He's just got so much muscle up top, and he's got that small waist.
Yeah,
it will take years and years for me to,
I mean, years. I mean, I wouldn't say many years because you've added. Almost
10 pounds. Yeah,
over 10 pounds of stage weight in 1 year, right?
Yeah.
And I mean, like I said, you're very, very new to enhanced bodybuilding.
Yep.
I mean, can I ask when you started?
What was it? About February? Yeah, about February.
So, geez, not even a year.
Yeah.
Not even a year. I'd say you have. I'm pretty good at estimating. I think you have another 3 to 4 years where you'll be putting on really good size at the rate you've been doing, like 8 to 10 pounds a year. After that, it's probably going to slow down very, very dramatically, as it does for everybody. But that would take you right to where you need to be. Even if you only say you put 5 pounds on a year, which is still, I think you're going to do another. I know I'm being ridiculous here. I think you're going to add another 10 pounds in the next year, solid muscle mass. After that, if you can just put on like 3 to 5 pounds for another couple of years, that's all you need. Because 5'3", every pound you put on is like a 5'10" guy putting on 7 to 10 pounds.
Yeah, and I've been very mild about my protocols.
Yeah.
So I haven't really hit anything hard yet. So we have to see what happens. If I turn things up a notch a little bit, but those two are some of the guys that I definitely aspire to look like one day, and maybe even step on stage with one day.
I won't say hurry up because Sean's got a couple years still. I'm sure he's not done yet, but you better get up there within the next like 2 to 3 years, where I think he might be wrapping it up.
It's crazy that I'm even saying this. Was it you that told me that? I was talking to. I believe you were there, and Nate from Gym Hub. Yeah, he was comparing me to these guys, and I didn't believe him at all. But there's so many people that are just saying this, and I'm just like, man, maybe it is possible. I just feel like a regular average guy.
I'll tell you, Tofeek, guys like me, Jose, Nate, if we don't think you have great potential, we're just not going to say anything.
Yeah.
We're not going to come up and say you suck.
Yeah.
We'll just leave you alone, or encourage you, say, good job, come back next year, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
But when guys like us, there's no reason for us to blow smoke up anyone's ass or lie.
Exactly.
When we say we see that, it's because we do see it. So
it's just crazy. It's crazy.
So how did you've only had a coach for how long? Did you even have a coach last year for nationals?
Yeah, Jose was coaching me.
Jose was coaching.
The one that we spoke on the phone right away after the Cutler, or on Instagram right away. Yeah. And he's the one that convinced me to do nationals that year.
Yeah.
And he took me through the entire process, got me conditioned. I felt like I was more. I think I had better conditioning last year than I did this year.
You did. You did.
Yeah, I did for sure. But so he took me through the entire process last year, and I wasn't really gonna do nats this year, and I just decided, let me go ahead and do it, and kind of wanted to see if I can just do, see what I can do by myself. Put on some muscle by myself. See if I can do it.
Yeah.
And I got through most of the year. But in the end, I just wasn't losing the weight that I needed to lose. I wasn't getting the conditioning that I needed to. I wasn't getting into the condition that I needed.
Yeah.
So, my buddy Barkev reached out to me and he said, "Hey, man, I can help you with your nutrition and stuff." Cause I'm still new to the nutrition and water manipulation. I didn't even know that was a thing.
Yeah.
So he helped me peak for the last month, for the last about 5 weeks, up until Easter. But for the most part last year, I tried to see if I can do it alone by myself.
Well, I mean, it's.
But I think got a lot of help along the way, though. A lot of help.
And the thing I want to say about that is, some people get really. They criticize bodybuilders for having coaches. Like, you shouldn't need a coach. You should be able to do every other sport. Can you imagine there are no coaches in football or baseball or I know those are team sports, but even things like figure skating, diving, all the individual tennis, they all have the best coaches in the world, and there's a reason for that, because nobody can be the very best they can be without some sort of guidance.
Yeah, and I thought that I could do it, but you need a coach. You really do.
You can do it because good luck is what I say. Good luck without a coach.
Exactly.
So, where are you at now? You're obviously just got back. You're kind enough to do this right when you got back from Texas. But I know it's kind of quick to ask. But what are your plans? Are you going to take a certain amount of time off? Do you have any ideas for when you might want to do your pro debut? What's going through your mind right now?
I'm going to take about a couple of weeks just to relax, decompress. Let the inflammation go down, and then I'm gonna head right into the off season and try to put on some muscle. And I really don't know, to be honest yet. I don't know. I was thinking New York Pro, but that's probably a little bit too soon. We just have to see. We just have to play it by ear and just see what my body does. Maybe that could be a possibility. The New York Pro, I'm not sure. But that's the show that's pretty local.
It is definitely. It's a great show too for you.
Yeah. I don't know. What do you think?
Well, I'll tell you in a second. But first, I want to make you. How long you been in Massachusetts? I want to know if we can claim you as one of ours.
5.5 years.
Oh, okay, that's fine.
Yeah.
Right,
is that long enough?
Yeah,
I've been in the Northeast my entire life. So.
You're originally from Maryland?
I'm originally. I grew up in Maryland. My mom's always lived here though, because my parents separated. I stayed in Maryland. Grew up in Maryland. My mom always lived here, and I just decided just to change up some things and just move to Massachusetts in March of 2019. Yeah,
okay,
5.5 years.
It's plenty of time to establish residency here. I'll say it, but
yeah.
Maryland's already got Kevin. Maryland's got Kevin Leveroni and Vince Taylor. They're good. They don't need to claim you too.
Yeah. Massachusetts.
Yeah. So okay, here's my advice. Take it however you want. Right now, I'm looking at you. Legs are all set. You don't need any more mass on the legs. Arms are really good. I would hammer the hell out of that torso, get the chest, the shoulders, and the back thicker and fuller.
Okay.
Legs are, like I said, legs are done. You could probably train legs like twice a month. You're not going to do that.
Well, the interesting thing with that is, as you can see, the striations aren't that deep in my legs. The feathering isn't there because I never used to hit legs because they were just too big. I couldn't wear jeans. I didn't like having big legs.
Wow.
So I would never hit them. So, the striations and the separations aren't there because of that reason.
Okay.
So I actually do want to hit legs more, but for just a little bit, just to develop a little bit of muscle maturity, and then I'll back off. But yeah. So you said legs are fine.
Legs are fine. Yeah, dude, continue. Obviously, yeah, you want the quality there. You do want the striations and the detail, but size-wise, they're good. Arms look really good to me. In this pose here, this is a great shot. This is a Gilco. They're the best, man.
Yeah.
They're the best. I mean, you look very complete. That is a great shot for you right there. When I look at these are the pictures where or the video, I could see you just need to be thicker and full in the upper body because 212s. It's a lot of very short, very thick guys, as you know.
Yeah.
So I'd say like when you can be on stage, I would say like a minimum of 185. I know weight. It doesn't weight.
Really?
It's just weight is just because I'm being real with you. Other people will say, "No, you're ready right now." No. Yeah, I mean, you don't want to go up there and be like third call out. You want to be up there and be a threat, be somebody who's got a chance of winning. Because everything's there. The muscle bellies, the structure is beautiful, the shape. Need to really fill out that torso and keep training. Because like I said, a year and a half ago, you were just barely starting to get serious about all this. So good Lord, the potential. And 31 is a very young guy. Tofeek, you're a very young guy.
Thank you.
Very young guy. And your joints, no injuries, no joint pain, right?
Nope.
Yeah, you're good, man. You're good. Some guys are like 31. They've already got like shoulder problems, back problems, knee problems, elbow problems.
I used to have all those problems in my early 20s, believe it or not.
Wow.
Yeah. I had a lot of back issues. I think they're hereditary. And if you look at my back double, you can kind of see my back kind of does like a S thing. It might be from that. I pinched a nerve, and it was that way for like a couple of years. I was walking all sideways and stuff for a couple of years. So hopefully, I got all the injuries. Hopefully, those are all in the past. Yeah. I smartened up my training a lot. I don't train heavy. Very slow. I feel the contraction and stuff. So
heavy is a very relative term. So when you say you don't train heavy, what do you mean by that?
Well, I'm not always just throwing on heavy weights. I'll do it occasionally.
Yeah.
But I'm not, not like my every set is not like I'm not throwing on like 4 or 5 plates, on the bench, or I'm not squatting, 300-400 pounds. Okay. Everything's, I'm feeling the weight for the most part. I might throw in like a top, I might throw in like a heavy set every once in a while, but for the most part, everything's very slow, controlled, lightweight. So I can, enough that I can feel the weight, but nothing too crazy.
Yeah, I mean, I'm glad you're saying this because when I tell people that bodybuilders don't need to train like powerlifters, they're like, shut up, because I never got my pro card and I don't look like this, but you have like instant credibility now that you have IFBB Pro in front of your name.
Yeah.
So, listen to Tofeek, guys. He knows what he's talking about. Because, like I said, the risk to benefit ratio of doing those heavy squats, deadlifts, bench presses for like max singles.
Yeah.
It's not worth it, guys. It's not worth it.
Don't learn the hard way like I did.
Well, I mean, you're okay. You're still here. You're still in one piece. You can still train. So
never. There was a couple comments that said that my biceps look weird. Maybe I tore one. Never torn a muscle. Never torn a muscle. Never had an injury. Thank goodness.
What are you talking about? I'm looking at your biceps right here. Which one? What are they?
I forget where it was. It was just some comment that was like, "Yeah, his biceps look weird." Like one of them is, I don't know. I forget where it was.
They look just fine.
Yeah.
No,
yeah, I think so too.
Yeah. I would, again, if I saw any weird things about your physique, I would tell you right now. I don't think there's any value in just like blowing up people's egos. That's how you get people coming back year after year looking exactly the same.
Yeah.
Everyone around them just says how, oh, you're awesome. You're the best. You're Mr. Olympia right now.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Don't listen to those people, and don't any bodybuilder that has like a bunch of yes men around, people on their jock, as we used to say, they never get any better. So, you know, you're taking advice, you're taking constructive criticism.
Always.
You know, compliments. I always try to do the compliment sandwich thing, where compliment, critique, compliment. It's just a kinder, gentler way to let people know exactly what they need to know. But yeah, you're good, man. So
Thank you.
I mean, what else? What do you know? It must be crazy to go so quickly. That is pretty quickly, because I know guys who took 10 to 20 years to get their pro card. They did like, I don't know, 25 national shows before they got pro. Has it really hit you yet? Has it sunk in?
I keep thinking that I'm just gonna wake up and it's gonna be back to normal.
Yeah.
I don't think it's gonna hit me for a while.
Yeah.
You know, the fact that I'm actually an IFBB pro, like I'm a professional bodybuilder, like that's a different caliber of an athlete. So it hasn't really hit me yet, but you know, I'm just trying to make the best out of this you know, this gift that I was given. Try to learn as much as I can. I'm gonna try to get across a few other platforms, you know, grow my social media presence, and do things like this, you know.
Yeah. Start a YouTube channel.
That's the plan. YouTube, TikTok, Snapchat, all that. What else? Yeah.
You're young enough. You can do it. You know how to use all those TikTok and Snapchat things and all that, right? So,
I just barely made it. If I was just a little bit older, I'm sorry.
You are. You're one of the oldest, because you're a year older than my daughter. You're one of the oldest millennials, I think, or one of the youngest millennials. One of the oldest millennials. Yeah, because after you is Gen Z, I think, right? Yeah.
Wait, I can't hear you.
Oh, okay. I was going to say you're 31.
I don't know why.
31 makes you a millennial. Anyway, can you hear me now? Yeah, somebody's calling you.
Sorry.
No worries. Anyway, gotcha. Can you hear me?
1 second.
Yeah.
All right. Someone was calling me back to back. Sorry about that.
No worries. Yeah, I was just going to say you're a year older than my daughter, so that I'm pretty sure you're a millennial, 31 years old.
Yeah, millennial. Yes.
Yeah. So you're not as good with the social media as the Gen Z kids, but you're still pretty good.
No. I can't do when I do the editing, I just click the AI, you know, the AI just generate the video for me, just edit it for me, and that's it. I can't do all the fancy schmancy.
I didn't even know you could do that. So you just let me know something I had no idea was possible, technology wise, because you know I'm 55 years old, for God's sake. But well, that's it. That is all I have for you, man. I'm very happy for you. I'd like to say that I predicted this, but I don't think you need to be a genius to have seen you and to know that you were capable of doing what you just did. I knew that unless someone came along that was like the world's greatest middleweight, you know, you were going to win this, and you did. So
thank you.
Congratulations. Follow Tofeek on Instagram right there at Timo978. And that is it, man. I wish you the very best of luck in this upcoming off season. Make those improvements to those areas, and you are going to be a damn good pro. And I'm very glad you're representing Massachusetts. Yeah.
No problem. Thank you.
All right, guys. Thanks for watching Raw Online Report with this guy, new middleweight national champion, Tofeek Mohammed. We will see you guys next time.